Well, natural light shooting. You think this shit's easy? Let me tell you something. I believe that natural light shooting is more difficult of a skill to master than strobe or constant light, hands down. You know, you don't have the modifiers and the reflectors and everything like that that you would have in the studio, or with a giant strobe and a softbox outdoors. You know, all you have is the sun, and I'm going to have today the sun, the camera, and the lens, and that's it. And I'm going to use objects that I have outdoors, whether it's the ground, a building, a wall, to reflect light off of, or I'm going to set my subject in a way that this light's going to be flattering. You can see how harsh the sun is today. It is a bright, sunny day, and this is a skill level that takes time and practice, and you got to get out and do it. I know it just seems so easy to say, well, I'm just going to shoot some natural light pictures. It's sunny out and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, learning how to use this with people is really a skill level. It's not easy, and it takes time and effort. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to shoot outdoors, and I'm going to try to get better at natural light shooting. Remember, I've been doing this for 42 years as a strobe shooter. Like, I've been a studio shooter from the time I was 18. And even the stuff I did outdoors, I was using strobes to modify that light. Today, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to modify light by movement, by positioning, by reflecting off of natural objects, and see what I can come up with. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this shoot. Remember, don't make fun of natural light shooters because they have skills, and it does take practice. So let's get into the video and see how we do. Getting out on a sunny day like this and practicing is just so much fun. So we're starting off in the bright, dead sun, because I want to see what I can do with this. Turning her head just to the right angle. And, the sunglasses obviously help. You can see she's squinting here. For this type of situation, I would say, hey, close your eyes. I'm going to count to 3. And then as soon as I hit 3, open your eyes. And then I can get the shot. But I like the sunglasses look, so I was fine with that. Now we're going to go into this wall, because this wall is going to kick back sun or light into her face. Even though it's a brown wall, it still has some kind of shimmer, glimmer to it, so it'll kick back light on her left side and fill in just a little bit with a warmer tone because of the brown, but it's still a fill. Not my favorite look because it is, less contrasty, and I still like some contrast. If I'm shooting in the sun, I want to see some contrast. Now, this wall we walked over to, and there's a tree in front of this, so it's stippled light. And this is just a matter of those ever slight movements to get the stippling in the right place. It adds a little bit of drama, a little bit of depth, texture to the image. You just have to play with it and, shoot slowly. Rapid firing in that type situation really isn't going to help. You may get one shot out of it, but it may just be the one shot that just doesn't look good. So rather than, rapid firing, take your time and shoot. I'm leaving the stipple in, I'm letting that sun shine through, and it just looks nice. Now, this I put her on the ground because I'm actually using the ground as a reflector. It's going to kick up and fill in some shadows underneath the chin, on the side of the face. Anything that's reflective of light, including this grayish drive here, is going to, kick back light into your subject. And you just have to play with it. It's just the right amount to fill in just a little bit, so it's not that harsh shadow that you would normally get from harsh sunlight if she was standing. Now this, I'm using the wall as my reflector. I pull her in a little closer to the wall, and you'll see the light kicking back off the wall. That direct sunlight behind her is really bright, but you can see the warm tone from the brick on the wall. Same thing here. I use the walls all the time as this, this kickback for the light, this reflector. She was just a little too far out, so the wall wasn't doing much. I move her in a little bit, and you can see the fill on that right side. It just softens the shadows just a little bit, so it's not, white to black kind of a shadow. But it really does a nice fill. Look for things where you're shooting and use them. Now here's a straight white truck. This is going to be a heck of a fill light with the sun bouncing off of it back into her. And it's got complete fill. Again, I like the look, but it just doesn't have that punch of that outdoor kind of look. So I should have pulled her a little bit further away from the truck so it's just a little less fill, because that is such a powerful, giant reflector that I have the backlight and it's completely filling that side of the face, which I would have preferred if it didn't completely fill. Now I'm in the shade, but I want kick for these photos, so I'm giving it a light background. You can see in her eyes, I'm getting the the catch lights from the sky, but that light background is what's pulling her and separating her in a shadowed area. With shadows outside, you can lose your subject pretty quickly, or just it won't have the pop that it needs. Now remember, these are straight out of the camera, so editing these is going to be a blast. But these steps that she's standing on, these are a reflector. And then the backdrop, the distance, the window, it has reflective light off of it. It's giving that separation. This is the kind of stuff you're looking for when you're shooting outdoors in sunlight and in shade like this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the shoot. I had a great time shooting.